Hello, everybody, and welcome to our weekly Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition online role-playing adventures. I am Chris, your Dungeon Master. We live stream our sessions every Friday. You can keep up with our adventures on YouTube, as well as catch weekly recaps on RogueWatson.com. I am joined by our awesome players. Eric.
You know, one of these weeks he'll actually get through that without stumbling.
One day I'll stop reading it. It's the problem. If I'm just talking, it'll be fine. Eric playing Kaz in the half-elf warlock paladin. Hello, Eric.
Hello.
Heather playing Brysis, the tiefling sorcerer. Hello, Heather.
Hello.
Reese playing Tim, the warforged cleric fighter. Hello, Reese.
Hi.
Rochelle playing Corinne, the blue dragonborn sorcerer. Hello, Rochelle.
I'm definitely not entering in spells right now.
As we speak. And Raymond playing Alfred, the halfling ranger. Hello, Raymond, who just got reminded he has to put some spells in.
Oh yeah, P.S. We're leveling up.
Hold on, I'm busy.
Okay.
We are a prepared group of players.
Let's go on our break now.
Yep. We use Roll20.net for our tabletop campaign and video chat, and I'm recording it all using Open Broadcaster software. Previously on Storm King's Thunder, many of the pirates and psychics lay dead from the initial assault on the pirates' island base, but the fighting didn't stop. Kazan had stumbled into the nearby lair of a strange, fishy, tentacle mind creature, and it responded by summoning a pack of biting aquatic insects that swarmed over him. A single fireball from Brysis melted the lot of them, while Alfred's arrows ended the monstrous psychic fish creature. In the room to the northeast, they found half a dozen bugbear brutes were guarding some prisoners, including Alfred's long-lost master, Woos Brain. Once again, a fireball went sailing over the heads of the party, lighting up a good chunk of them while Brysis cackled behind them. Her reckless use of fireballs triggered a wild magic surge, and she temporarily popped out of existence. Tim and Kazan went to work mopping up with melee attacks, while Alfred flew overhead, flanking the rest and savagely beating them with his bladed bow. Alfred was astonished and relieved to find Woos Brain, though they couldn't afford a lengthy reunion at the moment. He warned them of a ritual nearing completion in the next room, which opened up onto the beach. The party scrambled to free the prisoners, briefly prepared for combat, and threw open the curtains leading outside. A grim sight welcomed them. A dozen pirates and cultists stood on the beach and slowly turned. Kazan immediately recognized Lady Italia, his former lover from the Mind's Eye, who was instrumental in the K Society's utter destruction of their former home and school. She was busy drowning one of the prisoners and was surrounded by the bodies of previous victims. They had a brief exchange where once again she attempted to sell Kazan on joining the K Society, named after the Kraken they all served. Kazan was having none of it, and everyone drew weapons. The pirates charged with swords and throwing daggers as Kazan held the ground in the narrow passageway. He responded by throwing a fear spell, engulfing about half of the pirates and cultists. Kazan, you may have a point of inspiration. A third and final fireball rang out from Brysis, enveloping the bulk of the enemy forces and reducing them to ash. Corinne twinned a haste spell on Alfred and Kazan, while she threw a chromatic orb at Italia, downing the twisted acolyte. Alfred was instrumental with one key decision, killing the cultists who had been left to complete the ritual behind everyone else. A double blast of arrows ended his life, though it was followed by several tentacles emerging from the water and grabbing the bodies. Just as the party were mopping up the last few cultists, a gigantic tentacled monstrosity poured out of the water. Italia had teased what their ritual was all about, creating new Kraken spawn for their master, and they were witnessing it now, a half-formed creature due to the cut-off ceremony. It began by grabbing both Kazan and Alfred with its giant tentacles, flinging Alfred against a wall and into Brysis. That proved to be a mistake, as Alfred responded by flying up into the air and raining down volley after volley of arrows into the Kraken spawn. Tim and Kazan would keep it busy in the front lines, both getting pummeled during the fight. The once powerful sorcerers were nearly nullified in this fight, Brysis losing her last few damaging spell slots, while Corinne would discover that the monster was completely immune to lightning damage. Finally, the monster dropped Tim and Kazan, knocked them backwards with a tidal wave of water, and retreated back into the watery depths. They sat blinking, dazed, and tired, but alive. And you all are right back on that beach.
I don't remember if we still have to loot these guys or not.
You have done nothing in that regard. You all, since you guys entered this place 2 sessions ago, you have taken no time to do any sort of looting or exploring or anything like that. It's just been murder. 0 to 60.
Like a loot magnet or vacuum or something.
That's right. Just bring it all to me. So
what does the lady have on her?
I do believe. Okay, yeah. Alfred was heading into the ship.
Oh yeah.
Woos had told him that his stuff was in the ship. And he was headed over there to do that. Tim, you approach Italia, who is now just unconscious, I believe. I believe you guys ended up sparing her from death.
For some reason.
Yeah, I still haven't figured out that one yet. Let's fix that, Tim.
Kaz got a soft spot. Murder!
My spell slot. No, it's a cantrip. Never mind.
No.
Kill away.
Yeah, I got plenty of those.
I don't need a cantrip. I have a wrist dagger.
She's our only lead.
Tim, you look over her unconscious body, and she's got some robes on. It looks like a dress underneath it. She doesn't appear to have anything on her in terms of money or anything, but you see the pendant that she is wearing around her.
I'm slapping him away.
I mean, go for it.
Handling her.
Hey, I think I need to reset my computer. So just drag me along if you
Okay. Okay.
Don't let me die.
All right. Kryn walks into the water.
And dies.
Last remaining tentacle.
Tim, as Kazan slaps your hand away as you're reaching for the pendant that was around her neck.
I shrug and just say, "Next corpse, please."
I'll reach for the pendant.
No.
Let him slap me. See what happens.
Protectively holding her.
Kazan, she does have a pendant around her neck that appears magical. And this pendant...
Do I recognize this?
No, you do not. It is nothing that you remember from when you knew her. It seems to be new. And it's kind of looks like...
Kraken-y?
Kraken-y, yeah. It looks like a small, like, multicolored mirror. And surrounding it are, like, green... Not tentacles, but it looks like almost like carved jade or something, but it's been carved to look like some sort of tentacle creature. Almost. That is framing the mirror. And it appears to be magical in some way or shape or form.
Okay.
Alfred.
What's up?
You are heading down into the ship.
I'd like to listen first.
Okay, roll a perception check.
Perception
You put your... There's only one door going down into what appears to be a hold. And you put your ear up to it, and you hear just what sounds like just empty space in there. That you can't hear anything or anyone.
Okay, I will proceed.
Okay.
Down on the ship.
You head down into a small hold beneath the deck of the ship. This is not a very big ship, but there are places. There are a number of hammocks for about six people to sleep. But you do see at the far end of this hold, there is a chest.
I want to take a long rest.
Inside the ship? Just gonna like just plop down inside the ship and sleep?
Let's look in this chest.
Okay.
Open it.
You open the chest, and it appears to be completely unlocked. And nothing happens. And you open it up, and you just see in one section of the chest is just a big pile of gold. Just a whole bunch of gold pieces.
I pocket it.
Okay. Okay, you pocket 800 gold pieces.
Jesus. The king's ransom.
In another section of this chest are 12 citrine gems.
Sure, pocket that too.
Oh, Citrine's gonna want those back.
How much are those worth?
You don't know.
98 gold.
No.
99.75 gold.
Yeah.
Just
The hammer knows. Always knows.
just spit or something on it. I don't know.
Sprinkle it with like little dust from another more expensive gem.
It's like trying to mash it together in your hands.
And in the final compartment of this chest, you see a cloak folded very neatly and a short bow, resting on top of it. And you recognize immediately both of these things. They bear the black sort of edges
Livery?
of the Wombat Man's equipment.
It's his livery.
Wait, what is his logo now? I want to know his logo.
I don't know what his logo is. That's a good question.
Alfred would know his logo. What's
Yeah,
his logo,
what does his
Alfred?
logo look like?
It's imagine the head of a round fluffy head with a pink nose. Kind of like a pig, like a little button nose.
Yeah,
Are you
that's...
just describing a wombat?
With wings off to the side of the head.
Okay.
Like right or left side?
Both.
So
Okay.
it's a wombat with wings.
It's a flying
It's a
wombat
flying
head.
wombat head. Yep.
Flying wombat head, yes.
All right.
Great.
What's the color scheme?
Not original. It's gray with a pink nose.
Okay.
Acceptable.
Yep. And-
I will collect those items also.
Okay.
Are they bat wings or wombat wings?
They're well, wombats don't really usually have wings, but they look like bat wings.
They look like that.
They look like bat wings. They're not. They
Wait.
look like it.
Wait. Do we have a ship now? Can we just take this fucking ship?
Technically, yes. You need to actually go in and like inspect a little bit. None of you. I will say this. None of you knows how to sail a ship.
The DM
Nope.
is thinking really hard here. It's like, oh shit.
No, I mean this is actually built into this adventure. Like the ship is
Can we figure it out?
the ship is unmanned now.
I don't have a sailing skill. That is true.
And our intelligence collectively is not great.
I'm back in here and I'm talking to the other prisoners to be like, do y'all know how to sail a ship?
Wait, there's prisoners.
There are people here.
There are people.
Which of you knows how to sail a ship?
We'll pay you in verbal abuse.
I'm gonna point to the wombat man. That man will pay you.
He'll bankroll all of us. He's the Tony Stark murderer.
Bryce's roll an
Persuasion check?
wisdom check for me as you talk to these people.
Persuasion check? Damn it.
Yeah, no, it can be persuasion. It can be persuasion. Yeah.
Sweet. I have a +9 in persuasion.
Holy hell.
Wow. All right, you're talking to these people. You're trying to. They seem kind of under the weather. You suspect they haven't eaten, and Woos Brain just ate a lasagna in front of them, but the rest of them look.
I'm gonna hold up rations and food and be like, who can sail a ship? With the key to let them out.
One of them.
You're a horrible, horrible person.
Well, you guys have already unlocked the doors. Woos Brain came out because you unlocked the doors. You locked them.
Yeah, but they saw what I could do. They're not coming out of those doors anytime soon.
One of them, what looks to be maybe a late 30s-year-old woman, she says, I can sail. I don't know about a ship the size of theirs, but I know the gist.
Good enough. Come on out. Get some food.
Yay,
What about the rest of you
food!
lot?
I stole this
Here's
from online, but this is kind of what I'm imagining.
Great.
Is that I've seen that before. Is that from Dragon Quest? Or from...
I think it's somebody's drawing.
No, that's from something.
It looks like a video game monster of some sort.
It's from something. I've seen that before.
I'm gonna look at the rest of this lot and be like, who can take orders from this woman?
Pokemon or Yokai Watch or one of those things.
You get the impression, Bryces, that these people were abducted from a sailing ship.
Let's go. Come on out. Everybody has some food.
3 of them were passengers on the ship, though, who know nothing about sailing. One of them was an actual sailor on this ship, and the last one worked on the ship as a deckhand, but doesn't know a whole lot about the craft.
Will do. I'll look at the 3 passengers and be like, who can take orders?
One of them, an older gentleman, says, if it'll get me off this rock, I'll take whatever damn instructions you give me.
It'll get you off the rock. What about you 2?
One of them is a 12-year-old boy.
You can still work.
Just sort of is following the old man around.
Okay.
Off the deck.
Yep.
That's his job.
And the other one is a youngish, maybe late teens woman who just sort of quietly just nods her head and sort of follows along and does whatever she is told to do.
I'll hand over every ration that I have except for 2 and then tell them go get on the ship.
Okay. The woman, the middle-aged woman that initially told you that she could sail, takes them all kind of under her wing and instructs them to go get on the ship.
Alfred says, "Oh, this is an interesting book. Sailing for Dummies."
And then I'm gonna load the bugbears. Whatever the hell
Okay.
these were.
So, you guys... I could go room to room, or you guys could just do a pass for this entire place.
You just want to have a montage of
Yeah.
like us going through.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be sticking with Italia, so let them loot everything.
Okay.
Whoa, this is not that kind of an adventure here.
Sticking with her, just with her.
That's not what you said. I know we've been up late, dear, but that's not what you said.
I want to make sure to gently like bind her hands behind her back.
Whoa.
God damn it!
Like 50 Shades of Grey, gently binding her hands. Is that?
God damn it!
This is going a weird place, dude.
She's a prisoner. Damn it!
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Of what?
I am going to say you guys go through the pockets of every bugbear, pirate, Mind's Eye cultist, and Kraken cultist in this place. And your grand total, after you get through going through all their pockets, is this: 55 gold, 45 silver, and 240 copper.
Man, it sure doesn't seem like that much for a dungeon this large.
Sure doesn't.
Well, you also found a chest with 800 gold in it.
We
so
never did
fuck off.
find that.
Talking about.
We found an empty chest in the hold of that.
Yeah.
We're spraying. It looks like they stole your stuff.
Alfred's in the ship. He's not.
He's not coming out. I found my nest egg. Fuck
Just
you
never
all.
comes out. He just locked himself in there.
Set sail. Get away from me.
You also
Just
see.
went 3.
You also do see in the room where the pirates were sleeping, you do see a number of barrels and crates and stuff that seem to have food and supplies in them, if you choose to go through any of that.
Roll them all into the ship.
I
Yeah, that's
checked the
fine.
expiration date of everything.
Okay. Yeah, so that's your gold. That's your money right there. It's presumably divided by your people. Yeah.
Wait, what is being divided?
This bottom gold. That's what was found on the actual bodies in the dungeon. 55 gold, 45 silver, and 240 copper.
All right, someone just tell me how much I need to add.
He doesn't know about that.
That's 11 gold,
9 silver.
9 silver,
Thank you.
48 copper.
Divide by 4.
5.
They're putting money aside for you, Alfred, even though you're not there.
Because it's too hard to divide by 4. No
That's
one can
right.
do that.
No one wants to divide by 4.
Well, I might have to feel a little guilty then.
That's the point.
Excuse me.
All right.
Just pretend you conjured up a diamond and sold it. That's your winnings from it.
Yeah, I gotta tell you guys, this 11 gold added to my hoard of gold from that scam is just does really nothing for me, actually.
I feel nothing. The joy of killing these people and taking their money is diminished.
I guess money doesn't buy happiness.
Maybe more killing will.
That's right.
Killing definitely does.
See Bryce's perk up killing.
Halfred, as you go through the things, Woos Brain joins you in the ship's hold.
Woos, I found your bow and cloak.
He
Here.
says, "Thank you, Alfred." And he puts on the cowl that makes him look very... It's a black cowl that sort of looks bat-ish. And he... what do we call it? Holsters his bow on his back. He says, "It's good timing. You arriving here now. They were about to hand me over to those creatures that they deal with."
Come with us.
If you want to live.
He says, "Where are you going?"
We're going to stop the giants.
He says,
We have to get the conch shell from one of the giant clans, and we're going to use it to teleport to the blue dragon. Alfred's kind of struggling for it.
That's close enough.
Remember the main plot?
He's not quite
Woos
sure
is
of
nodding along like he understands anyway. Even
We
he
could use you,
says,
but we could use you by our side.
he says, "I understand. You're doing more in this conflict than I ever did as undercover here with these people."
I'm pretty sure your cover's blown.
And he says, "Yes, that's long gone now." He says, "Fortunately, Alfred, I have to return to our home. In the time since I've been undercover here, the Shire has come under attack."
No, you can take on a new cover. You can be Halibut Man.
What's halibut man?
Sloth man.
He says,
He's like a fish.
he's like a fish, but he's a man.
He's a man. And he's
Really good
stealthy.
tagline.
Yep, it's like a fish.
Are you just pointing at animals that you see right now and suggesting you take a superhero
could-
persona?
You could be Seagull Man.
Seagull Man! Horseshoe Crab Man!
He says, "Alfred, it appears the Wombat Man is needed at 2 places at once." He
I think
says,
he wants us to cut him in half.
Oh,
He
you
said-
gonna let me be Wombat Man?
he says, "There needs to be 2 now." He pulls off his cloak and his bow and he says, "I only have these 2 things to offer you, Alfred. Take one and be the Wombat Man along my side."
Gosh.
Halfred, you, from your journeys with him, you were very aware of what both of his magic items do. If I can find him. His bow, you've seen him use in combat to a variety of effects. It's... where is the... There we go. You've seen him shoot just empowered arrows out of it that seem to have a variety of effects. There's ones that seem to have like a flashing effect that have blinded his opponents before he goes in for the kill. ones that create smoke. He can do some sort of grappling hook effect with this bow.
Fly.
He can also shoot a bow that turns into a bola that can wrap up his enemies.
Ebola?
That's cool.
Ebola. It gives them Ebola.
All right, guys, let's just hide for a long time.
Got real.
Just go to this cloud giant castle, just drop an arrow. Like, we can come back in 3 months. This will all be taken care of.
Just straight up chemical warfare.
First, we started with 50 Shades of Grey, and now we're talking about chemical warfare.
Yep.
It's only the first 15, 20 minutes.
Whereas his cloak, you've seen him use it to stealth and surprise his enemies. You've seen him go invisible in darkness. And you've seen him be able to seemingly move freely within that darkness as if he was flying.
I'll take the bow.
Okay. He hands you the bow and he says, "It's yours now. You and I are both Wombat Men. And while I protect our people, you will solve this conflict."
Let me give you in exchange a prized item of mine.
What's stupid? I am satisfied. The same 3-foot grabber arm that was the talk of the Roaring Horn Gala?
Seems like a fair trade.
Woosebrain was there. He didn't see Alfred using that 3-foot grabber arm. Woos like
This, I feel, is imbued with magic power as well. It gives you the power to reach over there. From here.
Woos like
Not
blinks,
too far with it.
blinks a couple times at you. That's great, Alfred. You've come so far.
I know my generosity is to be spoken of across the world.
As you take that bow from him, you already are fully aware of what it does, so I will show it to you. It is the Wombat Bow. This bow is a magic weapon that grants a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with it. While you are hidden,
Like, who needs that?
While you are hidden or invisible, your attacks with this weapon have advantage. When you fire an arrow with this bow, you may choose to imbue that shot with one of the following properties. Each of the properties may be used once, and all recharge on a short or long rest. There's a flashing arrow, and you shoot it on a hit, the target, and all creatures within 10 feet. Let's roll a DC 14 Constitution saving throw, or be blinded until the beginning of your next turn. A smoke arrow, you fire the arrow at a point within range, creating a 15-foot radius fog cloud. The cloud acts just like the fog cloud spell, except that you can see clearly into and through it. A grappling hook arrow. The arrow shoots a fine rope attached between it and the bow. Upon hitting a target, you may use a bonus action to reel the arrow in, pulling the two together. If the target can and does resist, you and the target must make competing athletics checks, with the loser being pulled 20 feet toward the other. You may choose to disconnect the rope as a free action. And a bola arrow. On a hit, the target is wrapped in magically generated ropes. It becomes restrained and falls prone. At the beginning of the creature's turn, it may make a DC 14 strength check to escape from the restraint.
Wow.
That's really cool.
Two things. One feels like Hawkeye.
Well, yeah. Like, what's the DC equivalent?
Green arrow.
Green arrow, yeah.
Yeah.
And two, I kind of want to kill Woosebrain for his cloak. I can't
The
say
inevitable.
That feeling isn't creeping a little bit.
It's just creeping up in Alfred's mind. Like, I could have that cloak too. I could be the only Wombat Man.
He's been hanging around Bryce's too long.
It can only be one.
Well, here's a question. Woosebrain is human, right?
He's a halfling.
He's a half.
Oh, he is? I thought he was human.
Nice.
I was about to say, would the cloak even fit Alfred?
Oh, yeah, no. They are the same race.
He's half like that,
Species.
man.
That's right.
I won't kill him.
I'm just...
My gift to you, Wombat Man. I'm gonna let you walk out of here with that cloak.
Alfred says that out loud. It's like, okay, I won't kill him. Wait, what?
You said that part out loud.
What? Oh, not you. Not you. Don't worry.
Why are you still here?
Thank you, Master. I will carry out the duties of Wombat Man and put a good name to his unseen face.
I know you will, Alfred.
Use our enemies. They will think there are two of us.
The legend will spread. Meanwhile, Kazan, you're sort of cradling her, but she is still unconscious. You're not sure whether, I mean, unless she takes some healing, you don't know how long she's going to be unconscious.
Yeah, I was planning on waiting until we got like on the ship or something. Actually,
You can absolutely,
revive and interrogate her.
Yeah.
Rather than being surrounded by these bodies.
There are bodies. So you guys thinking of leaving? Is that what you're thinking?
I mean, I don't want to stay in this death hole.
Yeah, we need to ask her where the weevil went.
Were there any kind of pertinent like documents or any kind of information in any of these papers or people or anything that would tell us anything more?
There is not on any of the people. On the ship, as Halford goes through the bottom, there are some like manifest type documents, but they seem to only dictate locations and quantities. You can kind of gather from the stories of this ship turning to slave, like abducting people, that they're abducting and dropping off people at various locations, but it's unclear to what end. There's no details about why or to who or anything like that. There's just locations and numbers.
Okay. I presume we'll have to interrogate her about what to do next then. If we're still trying to follow this quest line. Do we need to go tell that ship we came in on that we're good with our own ship now?
Probably. That would probably be a good idea.
Or send some of these prisoners back there if some of them didn't want to come?
Nope, they're all on the boat. They're our
Oh, they're all coming?
sailing
Okay.
crew. I turned them into a sailing crew.
They're indentured servants now.
Just till we get where we're going. Ish.
Yeah, you could. I mean, it's like I said, it's about a mile walk back to the other ship, so you could easily send someone or go yourself to tell them that you don't need a ride back. It would probably take about an hour. Well, probably not even that. It's a mile, like
Send
half.
Alfred, he can fly.
Alfred, fly across the island.
I can only fly my walking speed.
I'll send the teenage girl. Or should I send the 12-year-old boy?
Go walk through the jungle for a mile that way.
Seems more cruel.
Alright, fine. They're all staying on the boat then. My prisoners. They stay on the boat.
Bryce, as you come on the boat, the woman tells you that she's going to need more hands. She says, a ship this size needs a crew of 8. She says, I got us 5 that, she says, and these 3 barely know what they're doing at all. She says, us and 3 more will at least get us back to Waterdeep. If you can follow directions.
We might not be going to Waterdeep. By the by.
She says, well, she says, the coast then, just to drop us off so we can go to our homes.
No, we'll need to go to Waterdeep and get a fresh crew. Someone who can actually sail the boat.
That's true.
I didn't say these were long-term people who could sail a boat.
These folks might just be able to follow the coast under her directions to get back to Waterdeep, but they are not a seasoned crew.
I'll tell her we'll all take turns assisting as needed.
Okay.
We should be able to hire a damn army by now. Some of y'all making some serious bank. Does the ship have cannons?
Sure does.
Hell yeah.
It does have cannons.
Alright, let's, I guess, pile on the boat. If somebody's going to go tell the other ship, then I'm going to short rest so that I can properly interrogate Italia with my mind spells.
Okay. I assume anybody could have walked, the half hour there and back. So we'll say that they were informed of your departure, and they just sort of shrugged and sailed away. All right. As you guys get on the ship, the first of the three of you that will be needed to help sail this ship are barked some instructions at by this woman. Stuff about sails and ropes and stuff that I don't know how to describe. I don't know how you sail a ship.
Man the jib.
Yeah, that's right.
Hard to port.
Rudders. Starboard.
Hoist the sheet pole.
And
I'm gonna go down to some kind of private room, and she is gonna be bound with her hands behind her back, tied to a chair, and I'm gonna have her necklace in my hand, the pendant.
Okay. All right. She's still unconscious. Are you waking her up in some way?
I'm gonna give her my last point of lay on hands.
1 point. All right.
I saved 1 point.
She sort of.
But you can go to everybody if you want to go back and forth or something.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it's not.
I don't.
On a short rest, there's not a whole lot more going on. As she barks instructions at you, the few of you who are on deck, and the ship is able to depart from the island, and you begin traveling down the coast. Kazan, down in the ship's hold, Italia sort of blinks and coughs a bit and comes back to herself. And Kazan, you've noticed that Woosebrain is also sort of very quietly, with you barely noticing, just taking a position in the corner and just sort of watching the proceedings.
I'm gonna glare at him a little bit, but I'll nod at him.
She blinks.
I'm gonna stare at her as she wakes up and just be holding the pendant.
Okay. She looks at you and her eyes get real wide, and she goes, she says, the hatchling, as if it's a question.
I'm gonna shake my head.
Kazan, she begins kind of quietly crying. She says, it was all for nothing then. All of it was for nothing.
All our people died for nothing?
She says, yes, all our people, all those people, they all died in the service of bringing that thing into the world. She says, and I can't feel him anymore. He's abandoned me.
Did he give you this? I'm gonna hold up the pendant.
She says, yes, that was a gift from one of his disciples. One of the Deep Scions brought it to me. Yes, but he was giving me so much power before, and I don't feel the connection anymore. That was the last of us, Kazan. You've killed us.
No, you killed us.
Technically, I killed y'all.
I'm just fixing your problem.
She says, and what now? I have nothing left. What will you do with me?
There's still something left. That thing is still out there.
And she kind of snorts a bit.
What's his name? Shackleford or something?
Slarkrithel, I will...
Rusty Shackleford, the Kraken.
There you go.
Yeah.
She kind of snorts a little bit. Barely, like a bitter chuckle comes out of her. She says, the Kraken of the deepest oceans that only comes out of the depths for the greatest of reason. She says, why do you think he had all of his servants? You'll never find him unless he wants to be found. And even if you did, he is a being so far beyond we humans, you could never hope to face him.
As she keeps talking about him, I will attempt to trace her thoughts back to him.
Okay.
Figure out everything she knows.
Yeah. Let me go back to her. Okay. You at the very top level, when you're talking about Slarkrithel, her images the images that you're seeing in her head at first are the armless squid-like tentacle creature you encountered at the Pirate Cove, Echithius. They're not of any other creature. And she is going to, when she senses you attempting to... you feel her mind lash out at you, and she says, I don't give you permission, Kazan. Ask your questions. But I won't help you if what you've done to me and my people.
No. You did this. Or did they come to you to raise our entire home? Our school?
She says...
Was people that helped us?
She says, the servants of Slarkrithel came to our school to recruit those who were willing. And they did. And then when they returned... Those who were unwilling were culled. As she says that, she sounds a little mad, a little wild in the eyes. She says, he gave us power, but there was a price, and I paid it willingly.
You just proved how weak you are.
As you say that, her eyes kind of fall, and she says, in the end, I suppose so. After all, I fell to you people. All his strength, and I couldn't defeat a gaggle of so-called heroes.
Crew.
Alfred calls out from the... We're a crew! Grab Gregor crew!
Power of friendship. Always the best power.
Bryce goes, don't make me come down there and kill you. I can do it from here.
She says, none of this matters now. That was the last of us, the last of his people. And we were gathered to summon his spawn into the world, and you put an end to that. Whatever else he has going on, whatever deal he had with our ally, I know nothing of it.
Who's your ally?
She says, the other, she says, I've never, she paused, she says, I never met Slarkrithel. No one has, except Echithius. No one ever actually meets him. He speaks to us in our minds, and I've never met our ally either. All I know is that we deliver her servants, skilled warriors, people that might do well in an army, and they are turned into something else.
Go on.
She says, we meet them, We've met them a few times at a few different beaches along the coast here. She says they're creatures, constructs, men made of wood and stone. They take our prisoners, the ones that are deemed worthy enough to be turned into them, and they take them back to whoever our ally is.
Like me?
Like you.
Where is this place that this happens?
She says, I don't know where they take them. And we meet them at predisposed beaches, abandoned places. There's no place to meet. That halfling was to be given over to them. He was skilled.
Where was your next meeting going to be then?
She says, there was a beach a few miles north of Waterdeep that we were to meet them in 2 weeks' time with the next batch of prisoners.
2 weeks.
Don't forget to ask about the weevil.
Oh, yeah. Wait, what did the weevil have to do with these guys again?
They were transporting the weevil somewhere.
These guys were?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna give the description of the weevil and say, what do you know about this individual?
She says, the last of our Zentarum allies. We took the weevil down to Baldur's Gate. He was there to pick up someone. He came back with a tiefling woman in tow, in chains. And we brought her up here. She, are you guys down there? Who else down there right now? Kazin's down there?
They're like all got their ears pressed to the door right now.
We are loitering.
If she can see you, Bryces.
More than likely. By
okay.
this point,
By this point, yeah. She says,
I'm just standing there listening.
She says, I can guess what he wanted with her. She says, you won't need to find him. He's going to find you. And he's going to make you pay. And she's looking at you now, Bryces. She says,
I'm just going to smile.
She says, I don't know what you've done to him, but he's got it out for you.
Oh, I know.
I sigh and say, we let him live.
I'll look at Kaz and I go, never again.
My mercy prevails over my wrath.
I'm very tempted right now to throw a spell at her and kill her. Because I know basically he can't do anything to save her.
Hang on, I'm still getting information.
Oh no, I'm a little mad. So he's gonna find me, huh?
She says that seemed like that was his intention. Whoever the tiefling woman was, I assumed she was someone he was going to use to hurt you.
Did he say when he'd come find me? Or where?
He went to look for you, from my understanding.
Where'd you take him?
She says we dropped him in Waterdeep. Who knows where he is now? That was 2 weeks ago.
That I'm gonna turn around and go upstairs and make them sail faster. And I'm gone out of the rest of this conversation.
I'll ask her about the pendant. The Kraken pendant thing.
She says it was a gift. It gave me more power. She says, it's magical. That's all I know of it. And what it can do.
What does it do?
As she tells you, I will show it to you.
Dun dun dun.
It is an amulet of influence. This amulet has 3 charges and regains 1d3 expended charges daily at dawn. While wearing this amulet, you can use an action to expend one of its charges to cast one of the following spells: Charm Person, Calm Emotions, and Tongues.
Damn, that charm person could have been bad if that had gone off.
She didn't live long enough for it to do it.
Eh.
She charmed the right person. Ooh.
I'm tempted just to destroy this in front of her, though.
I think you should. I am also chaotic neutral. I'm a little mad, so.
Break it.
So this is given to her by a deep scion.
Yes. She said that it was a gift.
I'm gonna look at her, drop it on the ground, and smash it.
Oh dear. Okay.
With my boot.
You put your boot into it, and the framing of it seems impenetrable, but you put your boot into the glass of the mirror, and the mirror cracks, and a piece of it cracks out, and you can almost feel the magic just pour out of it. And she just sort of looks at you, and her eyes go a little dead, and she just gives a heavy sigh. She says, "Just do with me what you're going to do. I'm done."
Can I come back and kill her?
No, you're not done. I just
bet
showed
makes
you
a
what
great
this
robot.
power is worth. Nothing.
Now-
This power, and I point to my mind, and this power, and I point to anybody who's still in the room, that is what's worth living on for.
Kazan, roll an intimidation check. Or this is more of a berating check, but intimidation is close enough.
Is it intimidating? I'll use inspiration.
Okay.
I'll laugh if you roll lower.
I know.
Mm.
God. Hold a 5 and a 9.
She says, "Perhaps. What do you want from me, Kazan? I've told you everything I know."
I want you to help us. There's not a lot of us left. And there are people out there that are going to need our help. People that were taken to the monastery because they needed help with their condition. And instead of hurting other people or hurting themselves, they helped themselves and helped other people. And I think this needs to be your calling, the calling that we should have all had.
She looks at you kind of wide-eyed and she says, You saw what I've done in his name. All the things I've done, and you would trust me after all that?"
He's thankful Bryce is not in the room right now. He's like, "No, I don't fully trust you. You could be swayed that easily."
Damn it, why'd I go upstairs?
But I'm not here to execute you. And frankly, if I turn you over for any amount of the crimes you've done, that's going to be your sentence. But the fact is, there's nobody left in this monastery. You saw to that. So now you need to rebuild it.
All right, Kazan, roll a persuasion check.
And I'm going to come back after all this is done. And it better be halfway done, and I can come help you build the rest. God damn it!
You should have let me kill.
Look at that. My fail is an 8. Like, damn.
She scoffs and says, "You're a fool, Kazan. The mind's eye were fools.
You
There's
should have
no-
let me
There's no
kill.
containing our power. So either putting me down or letting me go."
Kazan sighs and just closes the door on her. Just leaves her like, he's going to usher everybody out of the room and just close the door.
Yeah, I'm just done.
Yeah, I tried.
All right. As you all sail, the rest of that day passes, and you all are able to long rest.
Oh,
on this boat. And while you long rest, you feel yourselves
becoming stronger.
you feel yourselves becoming stronger. That's right. Yep. And you all level up to level 10. I will just go down the line here. Brysis.
That's me.
What you doing at level 10?
Couple things. So, got a new meta magic, which I took the heightened spell.
Saving throw, you can spend 3 on the targets. Disadvantage onto the... Okay.
Yeah. So I get to pick one of the targets and help them fail.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
And then I got to learn a new 5th level spell slot, to which I took Hold Monster.
Nice. Okay.
So that could come in handy.
Yeah, that could. Okay.
And then, as we were sleeping, I really felt that I didn't like the meteors anymore. So...
You've had your time, meteors.
Yep, I popped those out of existence with my new Dispel magic.
Okay. Yeah, all right.
Which is not counterspell, so therefore it does not fall under those cockamamie house
No,
rules.
it doesn't. This is something else entirely, yeah.
Because I was going to take counterspell, but then I remembered the cockamamie house rules.
Well, one's like combat, and another one is like effects. Like you're not countering this
spell magic for many levels now.
All right. Cool. Would you like to roll your hit die, please?
Okay. I gotta sit up. Hang on one second. Okay. A D6. And then I add my con bonus, right?
Yeah.
So my
Well, you
D6 is
Okay,
4.
Yeah, 4, yeah.
My con is 1, so 5 total.
5, all right.
That brings me to 63.
Okie doke. Kazan.
Still squishy.
Still squishy. Kazan.
Sulking so badly.
That's what a critical fail looks like.
I'm taking another level of Paladin, so it makes me a 5th level Paladin, 5th level Warlock, which gives me 1 more 1st level spell slot and 2 2nd level spell slots. I automatically gain 2 more spells as a devoted Paladin,
Okay.
which is Lesser Restoration and Zone of Truth.
Okay.
See,
Yeah.
now that's what you should intentionally go back and re-question her later and do Zone of Truth. Then she can't lie to you.
Yeah. She didn't seem like she was lying, but yeah, that's the same kind of thing where I would have all these interrogation things.
Yeah.
I don't actually gain any new spells, so I eliminated one of my other prepared spells and took Find Steed, which if you check your email, I sent you a token for my steed.
Okay.
I can essentially summon up a warhorse.
Okay.
That just lasts forever, but it has its own hit points. And it becomes intelligence 6 and follows my commands and is loyal to me. And I literally am going to have it modeled like the celestial mount from Heroes of the Storm. Like it's that fucking universe looking silhouetted space horse.
Yeah, okay. Nice.
And it's
Wow,
actually
look at that.
You
Yeah.
guys, you need to listen to the Adventure Zone.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
They use Fight
Lot
Steed?
of- yeah, you need to listen to the Adventure Zone. Reese and I are amused at your choices of spells because of that.
Nice.
I want a space horse.
Those two get used a lot.
Nice.
And like Reese does, I also get extra attack as my multi-class, which for me means I can, with your permission, take away my invocation that gave me multi-attack.
Yeah.
and I'm gonna replace that with one that gives me the ability to cast Silent Image at will.
What does Silent Image do?
Silent Image is normally a first level spell. That's the one where you can make a 15-foot illusion of anything, but it's just visual.
Ah, okay.
But I believe it can animate and look believable. It just doesn't have. But I could combine that with because Minor Illusion does sound.
Ah, okay, yeah. You're weaving an intricate illusion with multiple spells.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Would you like to roll your hit die?
Yeah. Is that the one we just roll the plain dice?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You take your 6.
Yep.
Your rolls are on fire, hun.
They're really, really bad. So that's 9 hit points. So I'm at 96.
All right.
I could die 1.5 times over before you even get close to dying.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm in the front line.
Tim.
Hello.
What is Tim doing at level 10?
Another level of fighter. He also gets extra attack.
All right.
But fighter themed. That's it.
All right. It's an easy level.
It was super easy to enter it in.
Would you like to roll your hit die?
I would. Hey, I'll take a 6.
Yeah.
Plus my con is 2. Plus my tough is another 2. So I get 10. I'm
All
at
right.
102.
Ooh.
$102. Nice. Breaking to 3 digits. Alfred, what are you
It's not
doing
current.
at level 10?
It's not current.
I moved your portraits around
Nice.
last week.
All I really get is hide in plain sight. Pretty much stand still, and anyone who tries to detect me has a -10 penalty to their perception checks.
All right. That actually does synergize well with the bow you just got, though.
It does.
Nice.
And
Play a fun game of hide and seek. My perception. Your ability
That's
to hide
right.
and seek.
Super perception, super hiding.
Something's gonna give.
I'm right in front of you, but you can't see it. Well, I was in the middle of typing, but since I can also switch spells, I did not use conjure animals at all. So I'm just gonna give that.
You
up.
literally never used it, right? Like, I don't remember you ever using it. Okay.
Never did. Instead, I will pick up Pass Without Trace. So it's actually a 2nd level spell. I didn't get to finish typing it just now. I decided to get it now after the bow.
I was about to say, you got the bow and then decided to... Yeah, okay.
I was like, how can I hide myself? But basically, in summary, Veil of Shadows and Silence radiates from you, masking you and your companions from detection. So anyone within 30 feet of you, including you, has a +10 bonus to dexterity stealth checks, can't be tracked except by magical means. The creature that receives this bonus leaves behind no tracks or other traces of its passage. It's a concentration spell, lasts up to 1 hour.
All right. Cool.
So if I use that in conjunction with my hide in plain sight, I'm getting a +10 to my stealth.
And they're getting a -10 to find you.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's a good group spell if we want to somehow sneak
Yeah.
past something.
We're taking all these like illusion and stealth
Yeah.
things, and we just did a dungeon where we just fucking stomped and carved our way through it.
That's probably why, though. You guys have got that. You guys are just like, we got that on lock. We know how to blow
Yeah.
things up.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yep. So what?
So now I roll.
Yes, your hit die, please.
What is a ranger? Is it a 1d10, I think?
I think it was a D10, yeah.
Yep.
Seven.
Plus my constitution modifier.
Mm-hmm.
Is it 2? So I get +9. plus 9, 91.
91. All right. Corinne.
So, Corinne also learns a new meta magic. I took a distance spell, which lets me cast things farther. So that's cool. And then I learned Cloud Kill as my 5th level spell.
Ooh.
So that lets me. Did I do that right?
Doesn't look like the damage.
Clouds kill.
Cloud
No
is not-
damage.
Man,
Cloud's not doing well. All right.
that's how clouds kill. I think they just fluffily come down.
This is doing 0 poison
Like-
damage to me.
Tingle.
This is quite nice. Who doesn't like this?
So it's supposed to do some poison damage. So
Yeah.
gotta fix that. But yeah, it does 5d8 poison damage on a failed con saving throw, and
Okay.
it just sits there for, well, actually it moves. So it lasts up to 10 minutes, but like every turn it moves a little further from me.
Mm-hmm.
So
Rolling
That'll
on
be
the
fun to
surface
keep
of the
up with.
ground. All right, so it's just randomly some direction.
no, I think it moves 1 foot away from me.
Oh, away from you. Right. Okay, that
yeah,
makes
at the
sense.
start of each turn. So it's like I cast it at a
And
point,
then it just
then
slowly
it's a
rolls.
sphere around that, and then it'll be rolling away from me.
All right.
So
Oh man. If Divinity's taught me anything, if you cast that poison cloud and I throw a fireball in it, it just explodes really well.
Oh my god.
All right. Would you like to take your 4 instead?
I would. Yep. So that's
4 plus your con.
really tired. Oh yeah, plus con. I literally always forget how to level up every time.
I mean,
Dragoness.
Yeah.
So
4.
I get like +2, right? Or just 1?
It's plus your constitution and then also 1 for your dragonness.
Yeah, so +2.
Plus
so that's
2.
+6.
Yeah.
Okay. 57.
We've only done it
plus
10
6.
times over the course of the last year, so it's actually not that often.
It's like it's like just infrequent enough that
Yeah.
I forget it every time. Anyway. All right, cool. So I'm at 63 hit points.
63. All right. Wait, does that put Bryce? Are you at the bottom, or are you guys tied? I thought you were like 63 too. Yeah, you're both 63.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have 63.
All right. I'm trying to think if you guys long rest magic items. You've already got the bow, and you've already identified that, and you broke the amulet. Okay, that's it.
Very dramatic.
Very
I thought that was
dramatic.
gonna win me the
Yeah.
fucking argument. God. At some point, I'm gonna go ahead and summon my awesome horse too.
Okay.
I really kind of want to find out from the others that she said to Kazan for him to just kill her or let her go.
The next day passes, and as the day winds down, the ship comes into port at Waterdeep. The prisoners that you freed are very eager to just get the fuck off the ship and get back to their homes.
Hopefully none of them live at Goldenfield.
No, none of them lived in Goldenfield. They were all from... There you go. That's the damage. They were all from the more southern reaches, the areas around Baldur's Gate. Waterdeep. So they, with your permission, depart and try to head back to their home by any means they can. They don't have... They
Just dramatically think about it for a second.
I forgot to chain them to each other.
I'll give the woman 100 gold to help them get home.
She thanks you a lot. She says, "This will
feed them, clothe them, and get them home."
She says, "It will. It will keep us alive till we're all home. Thank you all so much. You've saved us from what looked like certain doom. So they depart. Halfred Woosebrain approaches you and he says, Alfred, I'm off. I'm headed back to the Shire to defend against the stone giants. And you're off to the cloud giants? Is that what you said?
Yes. I am. We are.
Good. He tries to lower his voice to slightly below your voice. Well, good.
Oh, you're heading.
Eventually, you're both just
Oh god. I've got Stallone-itis. Someone help them.
He says, fare you well, Alfred. I'll look for your return back in the Shire. Good luck to you, my friend. And he puts his hand out.
Thank you, my master.
Not master any longer. You're Wombat Man.
I am that man.
And he departs.
Goodbye.
Now the question becomes, what do you actually do with your bound prisoner in your ship?
Mm-hmm. Walk to Kaz and be like, what are we doing with her? Make the decision before someone makes it for you.
Alright, let's just turn her over to the authorities here. Turn her over to the Harpers.
You're a fool.
Possibly.
With that, she will literally turn and walk away.
All right, you make your way to the Harper.
I'm not a murderer.
You make your way to the Harper teleportation network, and the guy running it says that he will teleport her to Everland, where Crowan will figure out what to do with her.
While they're doing that, can I slink off and try to start communications on old Zentarum networks? Trying to flush out the Weevil.
Sure. The one thing you guys are going to take care of before you leave is you've now got a boat in a dock. And that costs money if you're going to just keep it in that dock. Come on, boat. Yeah, depending, I mean, you could hire a crew when you're ready to go somewhere, but to just keep it docked costs money.
If only that boat was self-funded somehow.
It is. I put all that crap on it. I'll give the dock manager all the barrels of food and stuff and be like, here's our payment.
What barrels of food and stuff?
Yeah. You told us there were barrels of food and
right, at
stuff
the pirate cove.
that were worth some money. So
yeah.
I had them put all that on the boat.
Okay. You mean to Amazon News? Okay.
Now I want to click on it just to see what it is.
I don't.
Just a picture of his bow.
Oh, okay. The guy looks at your barrels. He says, "I don't take money.
Obviously, take the barrels.
I'm sorry. I don't take food.
I don't take money. You're in luck.
I only accept raw fish as payment. I'm a shark man.
I don't know, how much is it to... I thought I had this on here. Hold on just a second. It costs 10 gold pieces a day to park your boat in the Waterdeep docks. The dock manager says that he will take a 100 gold deposit.
Will he now?
For the first 10 days, presumably.
We won't be here that long. I'll pay you daily. Find me a crew. Get them on board. We leave in 2 days.
Where,
How much is the crew gonna cost?
do we still need this boat? Where are we going?
Yeah, you don't know where you're going. I guess. He says he will charge you daily, but he still would like a 100 gold deposit. He says it's just a deposit. I'll refund you the amount that you don't stay after you return.
No.
We have like 1 million gold prices. Have you forgotten the diamond heist?
I knew it!
Yeah.
Flush with gold!
They just start emptying their pockets.
They're dressed in the finest furs! They say they have nothing!
How do you think I keep all this
I
gold?
just
don't
want
have
enough to
any
buy
money.
a sandwich! But no! They've got no gold! I'm eating peanuts out of the dumpster!
Hey, I gotta pay Zentarum people to start spreading messages. I can't afford to pay this guy.
Cass goes back to panhandling at the corner.
I slip him 100 gold while Bryce is talking to the rest of the crew.
Okay.
Good cop, bad cop!
Put my finger to my lips.
Yeah, alright.
Tim goes by Kaz and gives him 2 shiny copper pieces.
This is all we got between us, Tim.
I flip you off so hard. My finger almost falls off.
Tim is eating a giant sandwich.
Where did you get it?
Why is everyone rich but me?
Half of it is falling on the ground.
No!
And the meat is covered in diamonds.
This is unhealthy.
Oh god, no wonder you don't have teeth. Don't eat that.
He quietly nods to you, Corinne, and assures you, Bryce, as he will find a crew for wherever you guys want to go. Bryce, as you start trying to ask around, roll an investigation check, please.
Oh, I don't think I'm good at that. Okay, hang on. Yeah, no, I'm not. Intelligence, not my strong suit.
You generally know who to ask in town at this point. You've been here and done this a couple times now, and you sort of return to the same sources of black market information. Well,
I kind of just like want to call the meeting place and tell them that I know he's looking for me.
Okay. What someone ends up telling you is that the Weevil was in town about a week ago.
Yeah, I know this already.
And he was looking for like best of the best hired killers. He was looking for he was looking to put together a squad.
He's so afraid
of murderers and mercenaries and anyone he could find that would be good in a fight.
How many do you find?
You know, roll. Well,
I'll pay him for the info.
Okay. Roll a persuasion check to see how much you have to pay him. You slip him 20 gold, and he says he almost found 4 top notch killers here in town. He says, but 2 of them backed out. He says, apparently you put out word that whoever hooks up with the Weevil's a dead man, and word spread around town.
Who were the 2 that accepted?
He says there was one ugly looking orc warlock type, walked around with a big stick. He says, and there was one fellow that wears a mask, real stone cold murder for hire type.
Steve Austin?
Who are the 2 who walked away?
He describes a wizard and a knight that were like a pair. He says he
I
tried.
ask him where I can find them.
He gives you a general location in the southern ward.
Okay. I'll go try to find them.
And he gives you a names. I'll type them in here. Kralix and Erden are the two names. And you, okay, so you start head for the southern ward to talk to them. What are the rest of you doing right now?
I'm gonna go find a jeweler.
Just following Bryce's around?
I'm gonna put more pennies in Kazin's cup.
Tim,
I was following around, just throwing.
Tim, here you go. Use it wisely.
Where are you getting all these pennies?
I have hundreds of them.
Clang, 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 clang.
He's been going to the bank to exchange gold for pennies.
That's right. Yep.
Sir, we can't keep doing this.
Alright, jeweler. Tell me how much these gems are worth.
It is a 5 gold evaluation fee. I forgot what the word was. 5 gold fee to look them over and give you their worth.
I'll give you 6 if you make them worth more.
He takes your 6 gold and says, "That's not how this works." He tells you that each of these citrine gems are worth 50 gold pieces.
Can you, like, mash 2 together?
He says, "Not that I'm aware of, outside of magics." She says, "I don't know about that, but I can't do it."
Do I know if Tim's hammer, you can just put 2 gems in?
You're pretty sure it can't.
Alright, well, I'll just sell them, I guess.
All right. 12.
Actually, hold on. I changed my mind.
Do you want to hang on to the...
Do you have any gems that are worth 100 I could buy?
He does. He goes into the back and he comes out with 3 large amethysts. He goes, "These are the most valuable gems I have here in my shop." He says each one of them's worth 100 gold.
I will take them.
Just take them, not pay for them.
For 5 citrine gems.
He says that math doesn't add up.
Never mind, I don't like you. Here, just take these 6 gems and I'll...
How do I do this? Okay.
You know what? Forget it. I'm just gonna sell it all and just buy now.
And just buy.
Screw you.
I was gonna say.
Forget this weird math we're doing.
I'm trying to rip them off. Okay?
Yeah.
Screw you, jeweler. Here, take these gems. Give me...
All right, you can sell him the 12 citrine gems for 50 gold apiece, and you can buy the 3 amethysts for 100 gold apiece.
Perfect. I go find Tim here.
He just throws. Meanwhile, Casson is still.
Where are you getting these gems?
Wait,
They're just
I
throwing
have
him.
How is this happening?
I have gems to sell too, please.
Right in front of Chasm, I just hand Tim 3 amethysts.
Yeah, here's
Like, I've never seen such wealth.
Corinne's pulling gems out of her pockets. Oh, I gotta get rid of these.
Immediately smash one into my hammer.
Oh,
I would like to sell
I'm
my
so
my
hungry.
7 garnets and 6 obsidian beads.
How much is
Okay.
the amethyst worth?
100 each.
Yeah, the
100.
amethysts were.
I had 3 of them.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I'm just so impressed with your hammer skills.
I do like to smash that hammer.
Does anybody want this pincer set?
It's all old and rusty. And... I pulled it out of the sewer.
It was beloved by fishermen.
Corinne, what did you have again?
7 garnets and 6 obsidian beads.
Okay, the garnets are worth 100 gold apiece.
Whew. That's a lot of gold.
And the
You're
obsidians...
all gonna get jet skis after this.
The obsidians are not worth much. The jeweler sort of scoffs at them, and they're worth 10 gold apiece.
The jeweler scoffs at them. What a dick.
These are just stones.
You call
I
these
hate
gems.
Ha! You call those gems.
All right, will do. I will take that deal.
I'll take them off your hands. Meanwhile, Bryces, you have found the inn where you were told that this wizard and knight could be found. And at the back of the inn, you do find the two of them having a drink at the back of the inn. Looks like a very old, sort of almost stereotypical long gray beard looking wizard and mid-30s gentleman with a very sharp haircut, like a military looking haircut. I think you're muted. I see you talking.
Helps if I push the button.
Yeah.
With the cowl firmly tucked over my head, I just sit down and just go straight into it. So I hear you had an interesting proposition.
The wizard seems to immediately recognize you. And he says, "We know better. We've heard what you graham crackers can do."
Mm-hmm. And apparently 2 of your colleagues decided against my warning.
The younger man says, "Ain't colleagues of ours." Says, "We knew of them, but we don't work with them."
Do you remember the warning that I put out?
He says, "Well, from what we heard, anyone who signs up with the Weevil gets his head taken off. That's what we heard."
Where did they go?
He says, "They're headed to wherever you were. Last I heard, they were headed from here. They were headed north. I think the last news that the Weevil told anyone was that you were in Everland, and that's where he was headed. But you seem to move around pretty quickly. You're here now. Perhaps he'll come back here."
I want you 2 to do something for me.
The older man says, "You mean to hire us?"
Temporarily, of course.
"What is it you want?"
I want you to spread the word that I'm still in Everland. I want the Weevil to go there.
The wizard says, "I suppose we could do that. Easy enough thing."
This is a yes or no answer, gentlemen.
He says, "And what
You already bought your lives by not agreeing to go with the Weevil."
He says, "And what does this particular job be paying?"
I'll drop the bag of the 25 gold piece dust on the desk.
The wizard
25 gold for just your words.
The wizard opens it up and says, "So all we got to do is tell others that you told us you were going to Everland?"
No, you have to make the others believe it.
The wizard closes the bag and says, "That shouldn't be difficult. People in our line of work don't tend to be too terribly intelligent.
This I know.
You have yourselves a deal, madam, as he ties the pouch to his belt. Says, Brysus and the Gramcracker crew are headed to Everland.
We'll arrive in, I don't know, give like a couple days.
He says, the Weevil left here by horse. I don't expect wherever he's headed he'll be there soon, but you never know what kind of methods that kind of man has got.
Make sure the word continues to spread about my threat as well.
Aye, that hadn't died down since you've been here last.
And with that, I'll just turn and walk stoically out the door.
Okay. All right. You leave the inn and meet back up with your compatriots.
What's up, everybody? Feel like a trip to Everland anytime soon? I think I owe a guy some money there.
Let us take a short break. We'll come back.
I miss my grabber arm.
Come back, grab her arm. Right, I think we're coming back. Slowly. All right, yeah. So you guys are Eric and Raymond. Are you guys here? Thought I saw you a second ago, but then your things went blank.
Mm. Oh, I think Raymond's having problems.
Yeah.
There he goes.
There we go.
Is he unfrozen now?
Yes. He wasn't frozen for me. I just had his picture.
No, he said you were frozen.
Oh. Yeah.
It's better now.
Good.
Can anybody see Eric?
No.
Okay.
Yes.
There we go. All right, I think we're all back now. All right. So at this point, you guys are going back to the Harper Teleportation Network to return to Everland. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. You head back to the teleporter, and he zips you. Familiar flash of light happens, and you are in Moongleam Tower. And you are met by Crowan Valharrow again. Who at first discusses Lady Italia with you. He says, we'll keep her for as long as you wish. I don't know if you have any intention with her, or if she is just to be locked up for the rest of her life. It seems more than she deserves.
Agreed.
That'll be her decision to make, I suppose.
Very well. She will stay in captivity until further notice. And then he asks how the pirate base adventure went.
Enlightening.
There were no survivors.
He says, yes. He says, our ship returned without you from the island. They reported that you were fine, so I assumed you did your work. He said you put down the weevil, yes?
Actually, he's on his way here.
Crowan's eyes get a little wide. He's on his way here. To Everland.
Not a quick one, are you?
It's not when you're sending murderers to my doorstep, I'm not.
No, technically it wasn't me. I wanted to kill him.
Now. Finger pointing will only break up the crew.
Wombat Man is the voice of
Wombat Man. So wise.
So, do you want to help make sure he's dead this time?
He says...
Catherine's just talking to you.
Kazan sulks.
He doesn't get a voice. He doesn't get a voice. Wait. There we go. There we go.
Crowan says, indeed. If we're to... What were you thinking? And some sort of ambush or something like that?
Well, he's on his way here. He doesn't know that I know he's on his way here, which is an interesting shell game.
He says, yes, it is. Though if he's left Waterdeep on horseback, it may be some time before he actually arrives. Crowan begins to sort of stroke his chin. He says, I have agents in each of the major cities between here and there. I could keep an eye open, track his progress, let you know how close he is.
All right.
He says, I will put out feelers to... What are the major cities between here and there? He says, I'll put out feelers in Red Larch, Tribor, and Callinghorns. If he passes through there, we'll get word and you'll know just when to expect him.
Your agents should also know he's got a hostage with him.
Does he now?
Mm-hmm.
Anything we should know about this hostage?
She's of no concern of yours other than the fact she stays alive. If any of your agents kill her, I will kill them personally.
Understood. I wasn't planning on any of my agents engaging the Weevil directly anyway. Just information, mind you.
Mm-hmm. Keep it that way.
Crow it too.
What's that?
You should threaten to kill Crow it.
I think he kind of understood the implicit threat there.
Yeah, it's... He says, yes. He says, and he sort of starts counting in his head. He says, if my math is correct, we should hear word back, and he should be passing through either Red Larch or Tribor in the next few days.
Good. The message that I started spreading from Waterdeep should reach there about that time, too.
He says, excellent. We have him at our mercy then, yes?
Yes. You need to make sure your agents continue to spread the message that I'm here. I'm not hiding.
Says, indeed. I will make sure that word is spread. Good plan, that. Bring him to where we want him. I like it.
Hmm.
He says, but what, in the more immediate future, what are your plans?
Well, that's all I got. I'm waiting for him.
He says, we won't even know where he...
And say, like, he might have one.
Says, we won't even know where he's... how close he's going to be for another few days. I assume you all have other more pressing matters to attend to.
No, I'm good.
One of our quests involved him, didn't it? The K Society Pirates? Or
That's
the
the one we just did, which that one is complete now, actually. I should move that out of there.
Yeah, we got the points for it last time.
Yes, you did.
Got us over to 10.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
That is a complete quest. So right now, as far as quests go, the only thing you all have to do is the Cloud Giant Castle. Castle of the Cloud Giants.
DM wants us to go to the Cloud Giant.
That's all you have to do right now.
We have had this one for a while, I think. Since session 44, I believe.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Aren't we supposed to rescue our dragon friend from there?
Yeah.
That's part of
Let
it.
him be
Yeah.
tortured for another week and a half.
Yeah. How long do you want to let him be tortured? I've been here for months.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, my only hope. Yeah, we'll help you when we
we'll get around to it.
We'll get there. I got about 12 more side quests on Tatooine I gotta take care of first.
And as far as you all know, we can take you back to the main map to look, but you all are currently here in Everland, and Lyn Armaal, the Cloud Giant Castle, is floating in the Evermoors to your west.
Oh, aren't our hippogriffs here in Everland?
They are. They are still stabled in Everland.
We could just fly. It's Cloud Giant Castle anyway. We gotta fly anyway.
Let's do it. Does my space horse get his own hippogriff?
Does your horse get a hippogriff?
Yes.
Which I during the break I actually changed. Right, I didn't change. I made a token off of your token because yours is coming out.
And yes, you'll let me do the fine steed as the hippogriff. I'll take that.
No, Steve. In fact, I thought about that for a second, but I read it and it's literally just land-based animals. Though I
Is a
can.
hippogriff not but a land-based animal when it's not flying?
A hippogriff that can't fly? Would you like one of those?
That's
Is
a
a
penguin.
horse.
I will show you what your horse looks like, though. There you go. Got the token.
Nice.
Yes. Okay. In Everland, you are able to go back to the stables. I believe, if I remember correctly, you guys paid him just a shit ton of money a while back to hold your hippogriffs indefinitely.
Mm-hmm.
And
In perpetuity.
in perpetuity. And the gentleman still has your hippogriffs in dockage in the stables. And they seem to be in pretty good condition. You haven't seen... Yeah.
They're in storage.
Storage. Cold storage. And you were able to get them and take off. What did we say the hippogriffs can go in a day?
60 miles.
60 miles? I think that's what we said, yeah. Because they travel for an hour and they have to take a 15-minute break.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you all take off from Everland. And at the end of the first day, you set down in the middle of this swamp. And as you set down for the evening, you find nowhere good to sleep.
The
I have my hut.
we have the tower
Yeah.
You do have a tower, yes. You can just sleep
Yep.
that hopefully doesn't sink in this.
You
We'll
throw
find like the firmest
the firmest swamp ground.
ground.
It only slightly sinks.
Only the firmest swamp grounds for us.
Because then the hippogriffs can sleep on top of the tower and
Yes. Yeah. All right. You all get a long rest at the tower there. And you take off the next day. The next day goes by uneventfully. And you do the same thing the next evening. You find just the firmest swamp ground you can. And the next day, you take off on your hippogriffs, and you begin approaching an area of the swamp that you're still a ways out. You're still probably about 20 miles out. And the area around here seems extraordinarily cloudy. You see
Foggy?
large puffy clouds. You're about a mile up right now. How do
Fog is
you...
really high.
How are you all going about... You all know where Lyn Armaal is. How are you going about approaching it?
I assume Alfred's got his radar on.
Sure. Give me a minute.
Can I
is-
perceive anything?
Yeah, give us the lay of the land from where we are.
Okay, hold on just a second. What's the range on your thing, Alfred?
5 miles.
5 miles. All right. All right. You all get about... When you get 5 miles out from the place that you know this castle is, Alfred, your primeval awareness lights up like fucking Christmas morning. You detect all ahead of you, all in the same location. I'm not even gonna... I can't even count how many giants there are.
Oh no.
I think this is his way of saying you probably shouldn't go in swinging.
The integer has broken the program.
Yeah.
It's just
You sense at least a few monstrosities, and then at least a dozen giants.
we're gonna need more fireballs.
See, I wanted to take the twin spell and hope that Chris would let me twin my fireballs.
You don't twin
But I have a
fireballs.
feeling he would have put the kibosh on that real
Yeah.
fast.
We just gotta find the engine room and fireball the engine room all to hell.
As you all get a little bit closer, Tim, you in the far distance, you see along the top of these clouds, you see a tower at first is all you see. Just resting on top of a cloud, it looks like.
Tower ho!
What's your passive perception, Alfred?
18.
Or Tim, sorry? 18?
18.
Tim, when you're about a mile out, you all are sort of skimming along the top of these clouds. You begin to be able to see the castle more clearly. And you see... if I can find it. You see the castle proper. It looks to be three interlocking or overlapping towers set into each other with an outside battlement. Tim, you can barely make out, but you think you do see along on the picture you're looking at, I guess bottom left, that outer portion, you see a couple of what look to be giant people walking around these battlements. And on these battlements you see... Jesus, I dropped my mouse.
Lord.
I thought that was something else.
Thunder cracks sprang out.
I dropped my mouse onto the keyboard. You see telescopes mounted onto that battlement that these two giants are walking around. And then you see of these three middle towers that are interconnected here, it looks like there's like fields of grass on top of each of them. And on the lower two, you also see on each of them you see just a grassy field on each, but you also see those telescopes mounted there as well.
Is there anyone currently looking through them, or they just have them there?
They're just there right now. The two cloud giants on this lower portion in the front are walking along those battlements, seemingly sentries of some sort.
See if we can send them a fireball of friendship.
Now wait a minute.
You're still
Have
about
all these
You're still about a mile out.
Too far.
stealthy illusion things. Can we take advantage of something like that? Wasn't the thing in the tallest tower or something like that?
That was what was what was the actual?
The con you seek is in a secret chest. Search the highest spire.
Yes.
So maybe we need to go to that top middle tower. Okay, what's the best way to avoid use cloud cover? Trace help us?
You do
Can
look
we use
around and you
fog
see
cloud to help us?
you do see
Yeah.
the clouds spreading out from Lyn Armaal are pretty numerous, so you suspect that you could use the clouds themselves to cover your approach.
Sounds like a good plan.
But we don't have to.
Oh, we could fly right in front of the things and just flip off double birds. The champ is here.
So you fly your hippogriffs down into the clouds to get closer to the castle. And as you get castle, which actually I want you guys to really look at this picture because the picture is very accurate to what you're actually looking at. It's not like a representation.
All right, I'll look at the picture.
Where are you guys trying to go? Like, how are you actually approaching this? Because you are approaching a very large castle here in the clouds. What you see in front of you is that front area is where the two giants are sort of walking back and forth, seemingly sentries. On the far other end, it looks like there's like an entry gate with those two, gatehouses on either side of like an actual entry gate, and there's a bridge going from there to the castle proper. And then there are the 3 landings in the middle, one higher in the middle, and then 2 on either side.
And there's giants milling about just everywhere?
Yes. On the... Pull this out. As you get closer, you see on that forward battlement-looking part, you do see those 2 giants walking, just sort of patrolling. On the green, those green areas, as you get close and look up to the clouds, you don't see any giants on those on the green areas. But on the northern one and on the top, on the tallest one, you see strange, what look like birdmen just perched along the battlement. They're not moving, and you can't really see them very clearly from where you're at right now, but they just seem to be what look to be like large birdmen just perched motionless on the edge of the tower themselves.
Alright, if you're flying in the air, probably looking down or around. Maybe you're not looking up as much? So maybe we can fly higher than the Cloud Giant Castle and then attempt to go down stealthily onto the middle.
That's what I was just kind of thinking. I was like, let's come from way ups.
Yeah, see how high these hippogriffs can get us.
Okay.
And see if we can come down like right in that middle tall...
Would Alfred's Pass Without Trace work on this? Or did he take Pass Without Trace?
I mean, he did take it, yeah. You all have to be within 30 feet of him.
It's not too bad.
That's not too
tricky,
bad.
but yeah.
Yeah, with these hippogriffs.
Well,
Have to keep him just right in the middle.
do we have to stay together, or I target them?
Oh, that's a good question. A Veil of Shadows is
Just for the duration.
Yeah, it's like
you.
Yeah, it's radiating from you.
Well, then it won't work because then our ship is bigger than 60.
Well, you're on hippogriffs right now.
Oh, you're right.
We just gotta fly real close together.
Yeah, we can do it.
In formation.
Okay.
30 feet radius, 60 feet diameter. That's pretty big sphere.
Yeah. We'll have to be within like that 60-foot sphere with you in the direct middle.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, hold on just a second.
Basically, Wombat Man is the leader of this group.
Cloak us in your shadows of night. It's like midday right now.
Let's see.
What a nightmare dungeon to run. You can approach from any fucking
I
side.
mean, and a lot of what happens depends on how you approach. So hold on, just like give me a second to set the
I
dungeon.
just thought about this, like, that's terrifying. I didn't like it when a dungeon had like 2 entrances.
Okay.
Probably just approached from the hardest method.
Yeah. Ooh, the very challenging mode. Yes, sir.
You all fly in close formation next to Alfred, and you keep that keep in the glow of the Pass Without Trace, and you get way above this castle, and you look down, and you can see that middle green patch, the middle circle of the three, and you begin to descend on it. You see those stock-still birdmen still standing along the edge of this ring, of this tower. But as you approach, they do not seem to notice you at all. They don't, and as you approach, they don't seem to move either. They seem to be just completely stock-still.
Can I do some kind of like of a perception check to see if they're alive?
Sure. Roll a perception check for me.
Oh shit! I shouldn't have said perception. Hey, there we go.
You get a good look at these things as you guys as the five of you are diving down towards this middle tower. They don't appear to be like organic. As you get a good look at them, they appear to be composed of like ice and snow. They're sort of bluish and translucent almost, but they are clearly birdmen. And you would know that there is a race of birdmen called Aarakocra. Mm-hmm. And they appear to be kind of similar to that, but they don't appear to be them. They appear to be something that looks like that, but composed of ice and snow.
Do I feel any kind of like a magical aura coming off of them that would turn them on?
Not immediately. And while looking at them, you do see that they're not statues. They seem to be some sort of construct, something that could come alive. They don't appear to either be noticing your approach or be activated yet.
Okay.
I'll
relay that information to everybody.
Tied to some kind of alarm system or something.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh God, this is another giant map, isn't it?
It is a giant map.
Jesus. Look at how tiny we are.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Shit. Hold on. Don't look at anything.
Oh, was there no dynamic lighting?
There was no dynamic. It wasn't on for some reason. You guys probably couldn't. You probably couldn't see anything because global illumination was off too. But
I see everything.
I saw it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Well. Okay. Now it should be working properly. All right. Here you are. You all...
This is the middle spire?
This is the middle spire you're on right now. You all come in for a landing here on this middle spire. On the high lawn, the roof of this tower has a lush green lawn surrounded by surrounding a squat stone building. There's a 3-story tower with a conical roof to the south that juts upward and outward from the southeastern part of the wall, rising another 120 feet into the air. Trees and shrubs sprout from the ground here and there, and 3 telescopes are mounted to the battlements.
That would be the highest spire, I guess, would be that thing in the southeast.
Presumably, yes. A wrought iron spiral staircase descends through a hole in the ground to the southeast. And perched along this wall are those creatures, the Aarakocra creatures, who do not seem to be moving at the moment or acknowledging your presence. And your hippogriffs are just sort of now on the ground, on this grass, just sort of munching or pawing the ground passively.
Trot our way over to the southeast, I guess. What is this thing in the middle?
That is a squat stone building You're not entirely sure what's in it. It doesn't seem to be any higher than the story that you're on right now.
And the staircase down here goes down.
There's a staircase over here that goes down. That's this. And then over here to your south, this is the tall conical tower.
That's where I'm thinking that thing's gonna be. Is this a door?
Yes, it is a door. You look at this door, Kazan, and it is a... Hold on, I will describe the door to you.
Everyone make sure we're staying around Alfred.
Describe the door.
I turned the aura on, but nobody's within my aura.
I can't see it.
Chris will have to turn it on.
Yeah, I'll turn it on for you. Aura 1. There we go. There you go. You should all see Alfred's aura now. Aura of
Everyone move
stealthiness.
into the aura. That way we stay stealthy.
I was looking at the doors. The door is 27 feet high and made of ornately carved 6-inch thick wood with polished bronze fittings. There's a door handle about 12 feet above the floor. Reminder, you all are in a giant castle, so nothing is going to be easy. Everything is sized for giants. But you also, Kaz, in this door, you see a slight bluish hue around this door. As if some magic is coursing through it.
Alright, I don't know what does that door.
This is the spire door, or this is squat building door?
This is the squat building door in the middle. This one.
Let's go to the next one.
Yeah, I don't want to mess with magic door.
Yeah, to your right, Kazan, is the wrought iron staircase going down. And below you, you see that tower, and as you make your way around it, you do see another one of the same large wooden doors with a handle 12 feet up.
I think this is where we need to go, maybe?
That's what I'm betting.
I'll hop off the hippogriff and press my ear against the door.
Okay. Roll a perception check.
Sorry, I have to open my character sheet again.
The door seems uncommonly thick, so you're not sure if you can hear anything at all, but you don't hear anything, as far as you can tell.
The door itself looks pretty common.
It does.
Alright, I'm gonna look back and make sure we're all hidden enough and being pretty sneaky, and I will gently open this
Well,
door.
the handle is 12 feet up, so you're going to have to do something to get to the handle.
I will get back up on my hippogriff and open the door.
You're going to fly up.
Well, I assume,
probably
well,
use
how tall
mace
am I when I'm sitting on the hippogriff?
Maybe 10 feet. Well, yeah, maybe 10 feet tall, so you might be able to, like, get on the hippogriff's back and, like, really reach up.
Eh.
I could just use mage hand to turn the door handle.
Oh yeah, can Mage Hand do it?
Perhaps. Do you want to do the hippogriff or do you want to do mage hand?
Let's try mage hand.
Yeah, do Mage Hand. We're all gonna get like back out of the way.
Okay. Bryce, as you pull your mage hand out. You send it forward to the door. And you use the mage hand to pull it's one of those like lever handles for the doors. And you're able to just sort of pretty easily pull that lever down. and you hear the latch kind of loose, but the door itself doesn't. I mean, if you try to pull the lever with your mage hand, there's not enough strength.
Mm-hmm.
But your mage hand can release the latch from the lever, but someone's going to have to actually push the thing or pull the thing to get it open.
I will send my mage hand as well to try to pull. I don't know if it can get in like the side of the door and pull, or if not, then also just to like join her mage hand to pull.
Okay, what's the
on the lever? It's 10 pounds.
10 pounds. Okay. All right, with both of your mage hands both pulling the door, it very, very slowly, like it is all of the mage hand's strength to one of them is turning the lever and pulling, and the other one is latched onto the door itself and pulling. And the door ever so slowly opens. And the instant the door opens, every single one of the Aarakocra creatures at once slam their spears in the ground and turn towards you, lower their spears, and begin advancing.
Oops.
What's trapped?
And I'm going to need you all to roll initiative, please.
Oh, can I use my inspiration on my initiative?
I don't know if you can. It also says Bryce's Hippogriff.
Oh, yeah, whoops.
These are very bad rolls.
Huh.
Yeah.
That was with advantage, huh?
Wow.
Well, at least half of them went well.
Even without advantage.
Okay. Let's start the music.
Hippogriffs have their own initiative.
No, but I think some of you had your tokens, the Hippogriff tokens, selected when you hit your initiative button.
I did.
I did.
Well, you know, you can actually. So if you're. How does Magic Combat work? You can choose to control the Hippogriffs on your turn, or the Hippogriffs can have their own turn. If you're moving if you're moving your Hippogriff on your turn, there's only 3 things you can do, like the dash, disengage, and I can't remember what the other one was.
Dodge, I think.
Dodge. That's the only thing they can do.
The 3Ds.
But if they have their own turn, they can do their attacks. They can do whatever they can do. But they go on their own initiative. So yeah, you can all, if you want to roll your own the Hippogriff's initiative separately, you can do that.
Can you change mine to just me? Or do I need to re-roll it?
You re-roll it, and I'll change it to your 6.
We have to kind of protect these stupid things, though.
It's not much better.
Not much better.
You could probably leave it at 7. It's
I mean,
not gonna make
I don't think it does make a difference, but yeah. It's... Alfred rolled a 21. The rest of you rolled single digits.
He could have rolled a 10 instead.
Yep. Alfred, you are up first.
He's all muted.
Sorry, I muted. The Aarakocra are the guys right here on the side?
Yes. They're the Birdman along the side of this tower.
Gotcha. Alright. Shoot, I don't even know how my spell is working. What is my spell doing?
Right now, nothing. Because you're not trying to hide from these creatures. And these creatures didn't detect... Like, they saw you the entire time. You weren't in any sort of hiding.
Okay. Let me just shoot that guy then.
Which one?
How many
The one to the south? Okay.
Yeah, the one just out.
Alright.
The closest one I can see.
They're technically surrounding us right now, but they're all far away. Probably try to duck inside this room.
I'm gonna try this. Roll the arrow. Whoa.
How much damage is that? 9 damage. Alfred, you shoot your bola arrow, and the bola itself seems like it's gonna wrap around this creature, but instead the ropes of the bola go straight through the ice and snow, and the creature is cut in half.
Whoa.
And it is dead.
Alright. Waste of it.
And we know they're actually not that strong.
I'm gonna fly. How fast can hippogriffs fly?
I will tell you. Hippogriffs have a speed of 60. Fly speed of 60.
Okay. Next guy.
You put an arrow right through the head of that Aarakocra simulacra. Not easy to say. And once again, it just turns into a pile of snowy mush as the arrow plows through it. And it is also destroyed.
I don't think these things are real. That's the end of my turn.
Okay. Kazan?
Already murdered all the near ones. Well, everything else is super far away. Well, I do have pretty good range on my Eldritch Blast, I think. 120 feet. Am I within 120 feet of that guy?
I don't know.
No, I'm not. Jesus.
Way the hell away.
Yeah, I'll fly up to about here. And give him the double barrels of the business.
Alright. 16 hits for 5 damage. That is massive damage. What did we say the DC was? I can never remember
15.
that. 15. Alright. It just can't take reactions. I think it's 9. Yeah.
And the second one.
That also hits, and that turns him into a pile of mush. Yep.
Alright, with the rest of the movement, I'm actually gonna duck back into here. Well, I'll sit by the doorway.
Okay. Brysis.
That's me. All right. Are there any more close to us?
Close to you? No. There are some more. You can see one of them way the hell over. Let's see if I can.
There's one back here.
110 feet
Yeah.
over there.
Oh, I can do that.
Or get up the cantrips.
Alright. Oops. Where's the uncondensed version for down here? No, not you. Alright, so he's 110 feet away.
He is.
Then I'll throw a magic missile at him at a 2nd level.
"12 force damage, plows into this thing, and it just is obliterated."
And then I will take my movement. Which I will ride the hippogriff thus far, jump off inside, and send the Hippogriff to perch at the top of the tower.
Okay.
Because I don't want him to die.
Okay. Tim.
Gonna take my Hippogriff over here and do a sweet roll into the building.
Ah! All right.
Do I see anything in here?
Yeah, this room.
Lots of colorful things in it.
Fantastic.
Second, I'll take this room. You all, Bryce and Tim, you all run into this room and are plastered along the walls at large intervals are huge masks. There are a large number of masks that are clearly not designed for a human-sized face. They seem to be about 3 times the size of a normal human face. But each one seems to be expressing some sort of emotion of joy or melancholy, sorrow, anger. And it appears to be just a collection, and they are mounted at 5, 10, and 15 feet across the room. I actually have an image of this room. This is what the room looks like. Masks.
Yeah, that's not creepy.
Huh.
All right. Corinne, your turn.
Okay.
Oh, that one's dead. Sorry, I didn't put the X on it.
Oh, yeah, I need the X's. Okay.
Bryce has blasted that one to pieces.
How far can I move with my Hippogriff?
50 feet, the Hippogriff can move. And the Hippogriff can actually take the dash action while you're riding it, so you could move 100 feet if you wanted to.
Okay. Let's see. I'll move him up like 50 feet.
And Corinne, you see... Or no, you don't, actually. Yeah, you see that one right there.
Okay. Move you away 1 second. Okay, so I'll I guess I'll just move another like 10 feet or so. So I'm within 90 feet.
Okay.
And
You
cast-
see you see one more over on the corner here.
Okay.
But yeah, it's as you come around the corner, you see that one and you see this one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess in that case, I will move like. Well, I guess I can't really move again because that would be an extra move, right?
You can move up to 30 feet. It doesn't matter. Yeah, you can move.
Oh,
you can,
right.
Yeah, you
That's
can
right. I knew that. Okay. So yeah, I'm within like 90 feet of both of them. And I'll use my twin spell Metamagic to cast Chromatic Orb lightning damage on both of them.
Okay. $12 for 24 damage. You launch chromatic orb that immediately splits into two and goes traveling the entire distance and plows into both of these creatures and absolutely decimates them. Corinne, the moment before your chromatic orb hit that last Aarakocra, the Aarakocra was opening its mouth and a sound was about to come out of its mouth, and the orb hit it and it crumbled into snow and ice. And that is the last of these creatures.
Boy.
I don't want to get too meta with you guys, but you got real lucky by killing them all in the first round.
Oh, yeah. And we rolled so badly on initiative.
You did. You did. Yeah, and all goes quiet on this top lawn.
Nice.
And you are all currently, having destroyed all of the Aarakocra up here in a matter of moments. Everything is quiet, and the castle does not seem to be aware of your presence.
All right, let's check out this mask room.
You come into this room. It is full of just masks, as the picture implied.
Is there...
On the far end, you do see stairs going up. Yeah, right there. They are giant stairs, which is difficult terrain for humans, because each step of the stairs is 4 feet tall.
Jesus, that's tiring.
Yeah, exactly.
Just climbing each one.
Not that you guys need money, but you look at these masks and you think they're probably kind of valuable.
Bag of holding.
Sure. Put him in there.
throw that
Steal
shit.
all the masks.
Start grabbing the coolest looking mask.
Okay,
All right.
So I have a thing we can use potentially to go up the stairs, but I don't remember what it does. Which is
A thing? I don't remember what it explodes.
I hope not, because it's called a potion of growth. So.
Oh, right. Yes, you do have a potion of potion of growth just increases you by 1 size, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Which might be helpful here. It makes you into a large creature.
I actually have a potion of it says climb in, but I think it's supposed to mean climbing.
Climbing, okay. That would, yeah. I believe the potion of climbing gives you a climbing speed for a certain amount of time. Potion of growth makes you larger.
So we know Alfred can fly. So he's good.
Yeah, he didn't.
Give Tim the potion of growth, because his strength probably would help lift the rest of us up.
I don't know if it actually does that. Let me look it up real quick.
Makes you bigger, but does not give you proportionate size.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's... Let's see. Potion of growth. You gain the enlarge effect of the enlarge reduce spell for 1d4 hours. That doesn't help. What's the actual enlarge reduce spell? Enlarge
Double in all
reduce.
dimensions. Increase the size of one category.
Yep. Medium to large.
Advantage on strength checks and strength saving
Okay,
throws.
you get advantage on those, yeah.
Open up, Tim.
Your weapon also gets bigger.
Yeah, your weapon does an extra 1d4 of damage. You're feeding Tim the potion of growth?
Yep.
He's our iron giant now.
All right. You feed him. You watch Tim's wood and stone body just begin cracking and transmuting as he becomes a large creature.
It only lasts for a minute, though.
Oh, well, maybe you don't want to do that then.
My shins hurt so bad.
It doesn't last for a minute. Chris just said it lasts for 1d4 hours.
Oh.
That's the spell. I wonder if maybe the potion might...
Yeah, the spell just says it lasts for a minute.
Potion of growth for 1d4 hours.
Nice.
All right, Bryce, would you like to roll your 1d4 to see how long Tim remains large?
How long do you remain large?
Large and in charge?
3 hours.
3 hours. All right.
That's good, because any more than 4 hours, you have to go.
Yep. All right. So you fed him the potion of growth. Are you drinking, or is somebody drinking your potion of climbing, or are you just hanging on to that?
I'll hold on to that one for now. We'll see if Tim's able to help pull us up the stairs.
Okay. All right. You all begin to ascend the stairs, and I believe we will call it right there for the evening. I'm going to pull you all into the room just so I... What are you guys doing? The other thing, what are you guys doing with your hippogriffs?
Let's leave them inside this
Inside this room?
mask room, yeah.
Okay. I will pull them into the room for you. Pull everybody into the room, just so I know where you are next time. Tim is as large as a hippogriff. You can't... Hey, Tim, you're not going to be able to ride your hippogriff while you were this size, just FYI.
I could ride all 5 of them.
You could. Just hitch one into each arm. Experience. You all killed Aarakocra Simulacra. 2, 3. Killed 6 of them. Worth 25 experience apiece.
Jeez. Those things are just alarms, basically.
They were alarms. That is what they were.
$150 divided by 5. 30 points apiece.
That's gonna be our lowest.
Well, your lowest is
That's
0
all.
when you guys don't do any combat.
Yeah.
But in terms of sessions where you guys have done combat, that's probably a lowest. All right. Thank you to Eric, Heather, Reese, Rochelle, and Raymond. I am Chris. We are here doing D&D 5th edition Storm King's Thunder every week. We will see you next time.